Hello everyone and welcome to final round coverage here at the 2019 Masters Cup. We've been playing day law, now we're at the golf course. Catrina Allen entering the round with a one-stroke advantage over this woman, Sarah Holcomb. But lying in wait, Paige Pierce. On a golf course like this, you can never count her out with her elite distance. Getting it started on hole one, Sarah Holcomb saving par and keeping herself in the battle. We saw the rain early, but it would clear up after that. Hole three, Paige Pierce looks to get aggressive, but overcooks it to the right. And then the second shot, third on the scorecard, does fall into the hazard. Unable to knock it down. That would be a double bogey six, effectively taking her out of contention. Meanwhile, Sarah Holcomb with the nice easy upshot for the birdie three, and Catrina Allen more of the same. It would be the control game more so than the power that would save her today. The off and on rain continued, and here is Sarah getting a little too far over on her upshot. Unable to knock it down, but Catrina Allen has no fear. Hazard just behind the bucket, pouring rain. That's a birdie. She would extend her lead here and would not look back. Hole six, one of the more sidearm friendly holes on the course, but Catrina would throw the picture perfect turnover. Sarah leaves hers a little bit short, making the Mando, but setting herself up with a long birdie putt. Not quite able to knock it down. Catrina takes the two and earns a stroke on what surely set up for a Holcomb advantage. Moving on to hole seven, Catrina with a hefty lead finds her first bit of trouble.
I was just thinking sidearm seems safe. I was just trying to miss those trees, give myself 30, 40 footer, and if it got closer, sweet, but just get on and move on. And I just threw it too hard and yanked it. And I was like, don't lose like that, play aggressive.
While Paige and Sarah were caught up chasing Cat, Paige Bjerkas would be playing smooth and steady all day. Here she is on hole nine, the par three, 366 feet, tap in birdie. She would have a solid round, but not quite enough to catch Cat.
I guess after the end of the round, looking back, I shot pretty well. 4 down, I think, bogey free. That really wasn't in my mind. I missed a couple of short putts early in the round, so I think that probably stuck with me more than the rest of it. But luckily, they were for birdies, and I was able to stay clean. And I feel pretty good about it. Enough to move me up to second, so I'm stoked.
While everyone else was vying for second, Catrina was pedal to the metal here, throwing the beautiful turnover on the par 3 hole 11, setting up the routine birdie putt. She would finish off her round 4 down through the final 8 holes. Sarah, meanwhile, unable to connect on the par save out of the hazard, would continue that rough round. Paige Pierce, after the early trouble, would catch fire late, clocking in birdies from all over the basket. Maybe most impressively here on the 350-foot par 3 hole 15, smashes that force over drive, setting herself up with a circle's edge tester, knocks it in, locking herself into that 3-way tie for second with Paige Bjerkas and Sarah Holcomb. Catrina Allen, though, never batted an eye here on hole 17, just putting an exclamation mark on the victory lap, setting herself up with the routine putt off the sidewalk, another birdie. Entering hole 18, she would have a 7-stroke advantage, so no sense getting too aggressive, but with the tailwind, she'll throw it hard anyway. Pin high just to the right. After an easy layup, she would tap in the putt for the win. Catrina Allen, that's 3 straight victories.
For your 2019 Santa Cruz Masters Cup champion, Catrina Allen.
Catrina was great with the putter all weekend long, but the key was off the tee. She would finish first in fairway hits and first in circle 2 in regulation. Combine that with a 76% C1X putting stat, and that's how you win a national tour. Rounding out our top 10, Paige Bjerkas, Paige Pierce, and Sarah Holcomb all locked in at that tie for second. Madison Walker throwing 2 down on that round, moving herself into sole possession of 5th place. A huge thank you to all of you who checked out coverage from any of our media providers this weekend, Jomez Pro and Parsave on the MPO side, and of course Central Coast Disc Golf providing all this wonderful FPO action. We'll see you next time in the 4th stop on the PDGA National Tour, Beaver State Fling.